if you're watching Fox News, I mean, to turn to Fox News yesterday, the press conference was literally like the fourth story. I mean, it just, there is a completely different narrative that exists out there. And this is what they get. Here is Sean Hannity sitting down with Donald Trump. And remember, Sean Hannity, probably second or third most powerful guy in the country now. He is an advisor to Donald Trump. His buddy Bill Shine is now working there at the White House. And this is their plan. They're saying, like, they think they got this. And to a certain extent, they do, insofar as everybody watching, except for folks like us who are hate watching it and watching for the spectacle, they buy all of it and more. They buy what they're going to see here, and then they add, like, and the truth is actually probably better for Trump.
Reading between the lines.
I'm reading between the lines because they can't come out and say that because of the liberal media will attack him. Go ahead.
And there was this mystery answer that I think surprised a lot of people by the president of Russia as it relates to the Mueller investigation.
Right. Well, first of all, he said there was no collusion whatsoever. I guess he said as strongly as you can say it. They have no information.
Can we just go back and just look at the face, the look on his face when he's saying this right there? Yeah. Like, that's the look I give. That is honestly like the trademark, like, are you like that? Like, I had a buddy, all comedians, that look you'll see on a comedian's face where it's like, a guy who, was high every moment of the day. And that was the look on his face when someone would say, like, hey, do you want to smoke this joint? And the guy's like, no. I mean,
I totally don't want to do that. I
totally don't. That's what that look is. Like, and he can't, it's like, there's something in his, like, his physiology is making him make that face. But go ahead.
Investigation.
Right. Well, first of all, he said there was no collusion whatsoever. I guess he said as strongly as you can say it. They have no information on Trump. It was an interesting statement, too. You know, many years ago when I was there, what was it, 13, 14, a long time ago, he said there were many, many business people there. In all fairness, I was a very successful businessman, but I was one of a lot of people. And one thing you know, if they had it, it would have been out.
He said it was nonsense.
He said it's nonsense, is right. And he also said there's absolutely no collusion, which you know, and everybody that watches your show.
Pause it. Like, first off, aside from the insanity of Donald Trump saying the guy who is charged with colluding with me has said it was not there. The guy who is under suspicion for robbing the bank has said explicitly did not rob the bank. The guy who is under suspicion of robbing the bank did not rob the bank. He never said no collusion. He didn't say, all he said was like, I didn't even know he was in town.
There's lots of people I could have colluded with.
Yeah, no.
There are plenty of bank robberies that take place. But I didn't know he was there at the time. That's the only thing Trump can resist. I'm sure he did know because that was a big deal.
I mean,
everything else
probably knew. To be fair, I was still pretty well known, even though he didn't know.
I was like number 2 of the 500.
I didn't know. Like, you can't let that go. And that's why I think to a certain extent, like, you need to question what he's saying up there if it's really indicative of him trying to escape the charges, because he is so insane that even when he's covering for himself, he can't, like, it's one thing to get off this whole collusion thing. It's another thing to say that I'm not a big businessman.
He knew I was in town.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, trust me, he knew.
PT. But the point is, I'm not guilty.
So the denials are 100% right, but the idea he didn't know who I was.
Yeah, he sort of knew.
Yeah.
Also said there's absolutely no collusion, which you know, and everybody that watches your show knows. And I think most of the country knows, and Tucker standing right over there definitely knows.
Tucker
'cause
Carlson knows.
He gets it. He's one of the people that get it. But I'll tell you that I thought it was a really amazing time. Not
Definitely
about
got
that. I think it's a shame. We're talking about nuclear proliferation. We're talking about Syria and humanitarian aid. We're talking about all of these different things, and we get questions on the witch hunt. And I don't think the people out in the country buy it, but the reporters like to give it a shot. I thought that President Putin was very, very strong.
Let's talk about how the day went.
There you go.
And then it ends with like, and also just in general, I worship dictators.
Yes. He's super strong. He was super strong. Great performance. I thought he was really good.
Tucker gets me. I've had 3 dads. My dad, Roy Cohn, Vladimir Putin. Strong guys, great guys.
Straight guys. Great guys. Hey, folks,